Hey there and welcome to the club and welcome to another tutorial in our Warhammer Adventures drawing series. If you haven't heard of the Warhammer Adventure series of books before, you definitely need to check this out. I'll leave all the links below and also details on how you can get a chance to get a shout out on the official Warhammer Adventures website by sharing your art. So let's get on with today's lesson, how to draw the Stormcast from the Warhammer Adventures. So we're going to start this tutorial in the center of our page with the eyes. So let's move over to the left side. We're going to draw an angled line. From the outside, we're going to come down and in. Now we're going to leave a gap in the center and do the same thing on the right. So let's line up the inside of the line, go up, and then out. Now from the inside, I'm going to draw two angled lines coming up and in. Starting on the left, we'll come up, leaving a gap in the center, go up on the right side. Now we're going to tuck the eyes in underneath the eyelid. So it's a half circle. From the end, we want to step in to create an overlap, curve around, down towards the bottom of the eye, and we'll pull that in towards the corner of the eyelid. Let's do the same thing on the right. Let's go in and fill the eyes in black. Now let's move in towards the center and draw the nose. From the inside corner of the eye, we'll draw a straight line coming down. We'll do the same thing on the right side. And that's angled down and out towards the nostril with a short line. Now we're going to connect these 2 points with a curve. Starting from the left, we'll curve down in the middle, then back up on the right. Now we're going to move down and draw the mouth. We're going to start on the left side, we're going to curve up, then back down on the right. Let's add in the upper lip. We're going to start back on the left side, we'll curve up a little higher in the middle, and then back down on the right. Now we're going to step down and draw another curve in the opposite direction. Leaving a gap on the side, the corner of the mouth, we'll curve down, and then back up. Just above each eye, we're going to draw 2 circles. Starting on the left, curve around towards the bottom, then back up towards the top. Draw the same thing on the right. So let's line up the top of the circle, curve down towards the bottom, and back to the top. Now from here, we're going to draw the top of the head. It's almost like a large half circle. So from the edge of the eye, we're going to step out. Start out here, we're going to curve up, and then in. We're going to round out the top of the head, curve it around, and we're going to bring it down towards the right side, beside the right eye. Now we're going to draw on the outside edge of the head armor. Starting from this point, we're going to step out and we're going to draw a curve coming in and then down towards the chin. Curve in and then just pull that down. Do the same thing on the right. So we're going to line this up. We're going to curve in and then down towards the same height. Let's close off the bottom with a curve. Starting from the left, curve down and then back up. Now from the bottom of the head, we're going to draw 2 angled lines, one coming down towards the left, and then one on the right. Now let's go back to the bottom of the chin. From this point, I'm going to draw a straight line going up, go up to right about there. We'll do the same thing on the right side. And then from here, we're just going to curve down and out, in behind this curve. Now I'm going to go back to the inside edge of the eye. I'm going to draw a straight angled line aiming towards this point. We're not going to go all the way. We're going to stop right about there. Let's do the same thing on the right side. Now let's go back to the outside. We're going to draw a curve going around the top of the head, back down towards the right. So let's start on the left, go up. I'm going to try to leave an even spaced gap all the way around the head. Now we want to add a thin opening along the top of the head. Starting from the left, we're going to draw a straight line going out. We're going to line this up along the right and do the same thing. Now let's trace the outside of the head. Starting from the left, go all the way up to the top. And we'll bring this back down on the right side. Let's add a series of rivets along this curve. Starting from the top, we'll draw a circle. Now let's go down towards the bottom. So right here, we're going to add another circle of the same size. We'll do the same thing on the right. Now halfway between these two circles, we're going to draw another circle right up here. And we'll line this up on the right. Now we're going to trace the head all the way around with an even space gap. Let's start on the left side. We're going to step out. I'm going to add a trim. I'm going to come down towards the bottom. I'm just going to extend this a little bit further. Curve in and down towards the chin. Just past the bottom of the chin. We're going to do the same thing on the right. Bringing this down. Now let's close off the bottom with a curve. Now let's add some spikes along the outside. Starting from the top, we'll draw an upside down V. We're going to step up, start with a point, angle down towards the left, and then the right. Now we're going to move down to the side. Alongside this circle, we're going to step out, start with a point, we'll angle up and in, and then we'll come down and in. We'll do the same thing on the right. Now let's go up to these circles and angle these up and out. Starting up here, start with that point. And then we'll do the opposite on the right side. So now that we've drawn the head, let's work our way down the body. We're going to start with the collar first. From this point of the head, we're going to step in, curve down, and then in towards the center. And we'll curve up towards the right side. We're going to add two circles on either side. One on the left, and then one on the right. Let's work our way down the side of the body. Starting from the left side, we're going to curve out, and then down. On both sides. And we draw a short angle line coming down and in towards the body. Then we're going to connect these 2 points with a curve for the lower part of the chest, going up, and then back down. Now let's move up to this top point. We're going to draw that same curve coming up and then we're going to leave a gap in the center. Do the same thing on the right side. Now we're going to take these 2 points and pull it up towards the middle, going up in an angle. From the bottom corner, we're going to draw a straight line coming down towards the hip on both sides. Now let's close off the bottom. Take the left side, curve down the middle, and back up on the right. Now let's step up and draw that same curve for the top of the belt. Let's add a buckle in the center. Starting from the middle, we're going to angle down and out towards the left, and then the right, and then we'll come down and in towards the middle. Let's add a small circle right in the center of the buckle. Let's add a little bit of detail to the stomach area. Starting from the left side here, we're going to curve in and then down. We'll do the same thing on the right side. Now from the buckle, we're going to draw a straight line coming up towards the bottom edge of the chest. I'm going to draw two curves on either side. Starting from this side here on the left, we'll curve up and then down in the middle and do the same thing on the right side. Directly below the buckle, we're going to draw two angled lines. One coming down towards the left and then the right. Now we're going to move out towards the hip and draw that same angled line on either side. Now let's connect these 2 points with a curve, coming down, and then in, and then the same thing on the right. I'm going to add two rivets on the inside, one on the left, and then one on the right. Now we're going to add those flaps that come down the front. So leaving a gap in the center, on the left side, we're going to draw a straight line coming down, go to the right, and draw the same thing. Now we're going to connect these 2 points with a V, coming down the middle and then back up. We're going to draw two more on either side. Start from this point, we're going to come down and back up, and we'll draw a straight line going up. Let's do the same thing on the right. Come down and up, and then go straight up. Let's add one more. Now we're going to add a small circle along the bottom of each of these flaps. Let's start on the left side, and we'll work our way across towards the right. Now I'm going to add the main flap in behind. Starting from this point right up here, draw a straight line coming down. Do the same thing on the right. And we'll connect these 2 points with a curve coming down and then back up. We're going to trace this out on the inside. Leave an even space gap all the way around. Now we tuck the legs and feet underneath the flap. Leaving a gap in the center. On the left side, we'll draw a straight line coming down towards the heel on the left and right side. Now we're going to round out the bottom of the feet. From the heel, curve down and up towards the toe. Now let's draw on the top of the foot. From the left side, I'm going to curve up, in, and then down in behind the main flap. Now let's thicken up the sole. We take this curve, step up, and just duplicate that on both sides. Now we're going to add some panels across the top of the foot. Starting from the inside here, we're going to curve out and then down on top of the sole. Do the same thing on the right side. Now we're going to add a series of angled lines coming across. Starting from the outside, we'll come down at an angle. We do this 2 more times along the top of the foot. Do the same thing on the right side. Now we're going to move back up and draw on the outside leg. Start from the top of the flap, we're going to curve out the leg, and then pull that in towards the top of the foot. Let's add in the edge of the boot. Starting on the outside of the leg, we'll curve down and in. Do the same thing on the right. Now I just want to trim this out along the bottom. Stepping down, curve down and in. You'll see a little bit of it on the inside. We'll do the same thing on the right. Now let's move back up and draw on the large shoulder armor. We're going to start about halfway down the side of the chest with an angled line coming down and out. Do that on both sides. Now from here we're going to curve across and then up. Now back on the left side, we're going to draw a short angled line going up and in. Do the same thing on the right. Now I just want to trim this out along the inside. From this point, we're going to follow that same curve coming in, and then we'll angle up in behind the chest. Now from that inside point, I want to round out the shoulder, going up, curving in behind the head. Now back on the left side, this arm is going to be holding an axe. So we start from the corner of the shoulder, we're going to step down, curve down and across towards the wrist. Now we're going to curl over the thumb. Starting from here, we're going to curve up, come down towards the tip of the thumb. I'm just going to hook that back up. Let's add in the palm. Curve down and then in. Let's add 3 fingers along the side. So right beside the thumb, we're going to draw a half oval, curving out and then back in. Let's do that 2 more times. Curving out, in, and then up underneath the thumb. And then 1 final time. Pull that in behind the second finger. Now we're going to draw the handle of the axe in behind the fingers. So let's start at the top. We're going to draw 2 straight lines, 1 on the left, and then 1 on the right. Let's continue these lines down below the fingers. Coming down towards the bottom. Now I'm going to add a circle at the bottom. Starting in the center, curve around to the bottom, and back to the top. Now let's move back up and draw on the axe. From this line, we're going to step in, go across those 2 lines, and we'll hook that down. Now we draw a straight line going back out. On the back side, we're going to go straight up towards the top of the axe. Now we're going to come straight across with a straight line. I'm going to line this up with the bottom line here. We're going to connect those 2 points with a straight line coming down. Now from this point, we're going to go straight up, all the way to the top of the axe. Let's add a little bit of detail to the axe. Up here, we're going to draw a sideways V, coming in and back out. We're going to do that 2 more times. I'm going to add 2 rivets along the bottom here. 1 circle on the left, and then 1 on the right. Let's draw the top of the handle up above the axe. So these 2 lines coming up, draw a small half circle. And and then just below the axe, we're going to step down, draw a straight line going across. Now let's move back in and draw on the rest of the hand. Starting from the top of the wrist, I want to curve the bottom of the hand. I'm going to come straight down and then curve out in behind the handle. Now let's draw on the bottom of the arm. Starting from the bottom of the palm, curve down, and we're just going to curve that up underneath the body. Let's add in the glove. Starting from the shoulder, curve in, round up the glove, and then pull that back out. Now on the inside of the arm, I want to draw a series of curves. Starting underneath the shoulder armor, curve in, back out, and we're just going to repeat this all the way in. Now we're going to move over to the right side and draw on this arm. Now this arm is going to get blocked by a large shield. So from this corner, we're going to step up in an angle, we're going to draw a straight line coming down. So start up here, go over the corner of the shoulder, and down to right about there. Let's round out the top of the shield, curve up, and then back down. Now I'm going to follow that same angled line coming down the right side. Now let's close off the bottom of the shield with two curves coming down to a centered point. Start on the left side, we'll curve in towards the middle, then we'll go back up and up towards the right. Now before we add any detail to the shield, I want to draw on the bottom of the arm. Starting from the corner of the chest, we're going to curve out and then down in behind the shield. Let's add the edge of the glove. Starting up here, curve up and then back out. We're going to add that same ribbing on the inside of the arm. Starting down here, leave an even space gap all the way in. Now we're going to finish off with some detail in the shield. We're going to start on the inside, we're going to draw a curve going up the middle and then back down on the right side. Let's step up and draw that same curve going up and then down. We're going to add a couple rivets on the inside. Starting from the center, draw one circle. Now I'm going to move to the side and draw that same size circle. Let's add 2 points along the top. We draw an upside down V on the left and then the right side. Now we're going to move down. We're going to start with a straight line, angling down, come down the sides on the left and right. Now we're going to come in with a very short line toward the center. Now we're going to connect those 2 points with a half circle, going up and then back down. Now from the inside, we're going to draw two angle lines coming down and in, leaving a gap in the middle. We'll close off the end with a straight line. Now we're going to come straight down, aiming towards that point. Come down to right about there. And we'll close off the bottom with a circle. Now we're going to add two lightning bolts along the side. Starting from this point here, we're going to angle down and out. Let's do the same thing on the right. Come down and in with a short line. And then again, we're going to come down and out again. Draw one more short line coming in. And finally, we'll come down one more time towards the tip of the lightning bolt. Now we're just going to work our way back in. So from this point, we're going to taper it so it gets thicker. And just follow the inside of these lines going all the way in. Let's do the same thing on the right. Going up. Just tracing that along the inside. And that's pretty much it. There we have it. There's the Stormcast from the Warhammer Adventures series of books. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Make sure you check out the links in the description below. You can also check out our other tutorials in this series. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.